Alright, welcome back. We have a bit of a different video today. In this one we're going to be doing the checkmate with the king and the queen against a lone king. Now, this type of checkmate is very important to know because a lot of times in your own games you might end up in this type of position. And in that case, if you don't know this checkmate, well, you're basically going to take a win and turn it into a draw. And you need to get those wins. So let's get started. The main idea here is that you don't need to check the enemy king until the very end. So what does that look like? If we go here, that's a check. The king will move. We can go here, check. The king will move. And we can get this close. The king has to move. But we can't really get any closer, right? We can't make any real progress after we get here. We can check, and we can check, and nothing's really happening here. So you might notice that this is not the right idea. So let's go back. The idea for the queen is to stay exactly a knight's move away. So what does that look like? The black king, if we draw knight moves out from the black king, it looks like this. We want our queen to post up on one of these squares as soon as possible. And as it happens, we can do that. So we go here. The idea is that now it's black's turn, and black has to give some concession. Black has to give some ground. With the queen here, she covers all of these squares and all of these diagonal squares. So the black king is already very limited in his movements. When the king moves, the white queen will just follow the king's motion. So he goes back and to the right, we follow, we go back and to the right. Now we're a knight's move away again, and it's black's turn again. If he goes straight back, well, we can go straight back. If he comes down and to the right, we can go down and to the right. All we're doing, we're just playing follow the leader. Follow that king. You're creating a smaller and smaller box for the king, and eventually you're going to trap him in the corner. If he goes here, we'll go here, here, and this is very important. Now if we follow him here, it's black's turn, but he has no legal moves to make. That's called stalemate, and that would be a draw. Very important to keep that one in mind. You don't need to follow him all the way into the corner. You only need to get so that he has one row available. Now that he has one row, the rest of the moves will be very easy. So we just bring our king in. Our king needs to be exactly in one of these three squares. And the way that you know that is you want the king across from the enemy king so that he supports the queen. So let's see that. So black, because of this queen's position, can only move back and forth between the two corner squares. So black has nothing else to do. Your queen does not need to move. Now that our king has reached one of these squares, checkmate is the next move. Here, and the queen comes protected by the king in your face, checkmate, like that. In this entire pattern, we don't need to check the king at all. Oops, we just need to go a knight's move away. And we'll just stay that way. Now, what if black tries to trick us? He goes back. He goes back. We're still following, right? Here. And again, he wants to go in the corner. You don't need to follow him in there. You just stay on this second row and get the king over here. Let's look at a bit of a different position. What if our king and queen start very far apart? So for example, this position with white to move. So can we move a knight's move away? Well, yeah, we can go here. If we go there, we'll be trapping the king in this box, so we do that. he's going to go here, say. Follow him. If he goes to the right, we go to the right. If he goes down, well, we'll go down here. And remember to follow him. He went here, so you go here. You don't need to check him just because you can. And here. Now, remember, we want our king in one of these three squares, right? Across from the enemy king, behind our line of fire from the queen. If we try to go this way, king f1, and black has no moves again. So you stalemated the black king. That's not what you want to do. So you need to go around this way. So that's what we'll see here, here, and checkmate. In some positions, it will actually be very easy. Remember how earlier on, you just want to have the queen cutting the black king onto one very, very far side of the board. Well, let's say in this position we do our thing, and black goes here, we do our thing, and black goes here. Now we could follow him like we know, but all we need to do is cut him off onto one of these sides of the board that you see here. And we can do that very easily with this move. And now the queen cuts off this whole row. The king can never approach the queen, so the king basically has to just move around here. And we get our king here, and then checkmate. So come a little closer, and no matter where black goes, we're going to have a checkmate. Okay, that is the king and queen checkmate, and I'm going to edit the board. I want to look at one other type of an endgame you might have that is related to this. I really like this lichess board editor. It's so easy to use. Lichess is a fantastic website for this, if you ever want to mess around in your own time. Well, let's put this here. And here. So this position is a little bit complicated, but it's going to make sense very soon. So it's white's turn here. Both sides have a queen, and you know that you can do the queen checkmate now, but the queens are attacking each other. So if you trade them, well, you can't win with just a pawn, right? But as it happens, that pawn will make a queen. Now, you could do your knight's move thing and get towards the king, but this pawn is going to give you trouble. The queen is a very powerful piece. You do not have to rush this. So you can make a move like this and pick up the pawn here. And now the rest is just the knight's move stuff. You just do your thing here. Now remember, don't follow him into the corner. You just have to lean against the wall, just like that. And then like this, and the rest you should be very comfortable with by now, if you weren't before. Alright, so what happened here? In this position, you recognize that pawns turn into queens when they reach the end of the board. You also recognize that you can win if you make this a queen, because you will do it before black gets to do it. So you trade queens first. You can't move your queen, because that's actually pinned. A little detail here. And you go make the queen, and you should be able to win from there. That's all for this video. I just wanted to do that beginner checkmate. That's something every chess player has got to have down in their repertoire of checkmates. And it should be a fairly easy win. Watch out for stalemates, and we're going to go on to the rook in the next video. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.